Today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to try and see if I can teach about bluegrass harmony. Now, this is a traditional bluegrass harmony, 3 parts. So what you have is you have a lead, and then you have a tenor that's above it, which is a third above it, and then you have a baritone, which is a fifth, and it's just below, and that's a tight stack. And we're going to do a song called Model Church, which is a beautiful song that's on the Bluegrass Album Band. And the lead, and we'll have to listen to it very carefully, and I'll go through, but I'll sing it once through here. Dear wife, I found a model church and worship there today. It made me think of the good old times before my hair was gray. The meeting house was finer built than they were years ago, but I found out when I went in, it was not built for show. And then it repeats, and there's lots of verses and choruses, but that's the main concept that we're going to build around. So, break it down. Dear wife, I found a model church. Now, when you're doing 3-part harmony, if you're going to do a scoop into a note, then everybody has to do a scoop into a note. So it's better to hit the notes, each one very pure. Dear wife, I found a model church. I'm not going, dear wife, I found a model church. Because if someone has to go, then they have to go, So it's very, very difficult. You can do it, but try and make it easier. Save your scoops for when you really want to do it. So, dear wife, I found a model church. So, dear, the third above that, that's a G note. The third above it is a B. Right? That is how you do the harmony. So, dear wife, I found a model church. Dear wife, I found a model church. So, dear wife, I found a model church. Dear wife, I found a model church and worship there today. Now that's interesting. So he's going, and worship there today. Now I'm doing a scoop there. And worship there today. Harmony would be going, and so I'd have to start there. And worship there today. And worship there today. And it made me think, of the good old times before my hair was gray. It made me think of the good old times before my hair was gray. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to record. Let's pull this up here, and you don't see this, but I'm going to record the lead. One, two, three. Dear wife, I found a model church and worship there today. It made me think of the good old times before my hair was gray. I'll just do that part now, and I'm going to play it back here, and you can see that. Might have to do some editing here. 1, 2, 3. Dear wife, I found a model church. Okay, good enough. Let's try to do the harmony on it. 1, 2, 3. Dear wife, I found a model church and worshiped there today. It made me think of the good old times before my hair was gray. Okay, now the tenor for men tends to be relatively simple. The baritone is a little harder, and especially when you're doing chord changes, it will do weird steps. So, dear wife, I found a model church, dear. The fifth below that is, so if that's dear, then, which is a G, you want to start on a D or a D. Dear wife, I found a model church, because it's in G, so you have to hit the I've totally blanked on what note that is. Yeah. It's an A, so that's a B, right. You're hitting the B. Dear wife, I found a model church. Dear wife, I found a model church and worshiped there too. No. And worship there today. So you have to go and worship there today. Because he's doing. And worship there today. Because he's changing into the D, so you have to match. That's the chord you want to hit when you hit that day. And worship there today. It made me think of the good old times before my hair was gray. No, it's not going up there. Before my hair was gray. Before my hair was gray. To match that. So, let's see if we can get that part in. I'm going to sing it without the tenor here. This is going to be interesting. A baritone without a tenor has a really kind of haunting sound. It's not full at all. There's a weird space that gets created because that happens. And you'll be back. Record. Dear, dear. That's my note. 2, 3. Dear wife, I found a model church and worshiped there today. It made me think of the good old times before my hair was gray. So, let's play that back, really just the beginning part, and you can hear. Dear, dear. Oh, that's my note. 2, 3. Dear wife, I found a model church and worshiped there today. It made me think of the good old times before
my hair was gray.
So that sounds rather bare. Let's add a tenor to that, and you can see how it fills. So the starting note is dear, dear wife I found dear. That's the note I want to hit. So let's see.
Dear, dear, what was my note? 2, 3.
Dear wife I found a model church and worshiped there today. It made me think of the good old times before my hair was gray. Not perfect, but let's see how it sounds here together. This is the 3-part harmony. Everybody's hitting their notes.
Dear wife, I found a model church and worship there today.
There. So this is really important and a good thing to point out. Not only do you want to hit the notes all at the same time, you want to hit each enunciation. And if you listen here, how I hit today is different. I think everybody is hitting it just slightly. Everybody. Funny.
And worship there today.
So the tenor is hitting it too fast. Today. The lead is going today. So in that's something that I would try and fix as a band.
And worship there today. It made me think of the good old times before my hair was gray.
There. So you want to hold those notes out, right? And you want to hold them out for the same amount of time. Before my hair was gray. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can even count it out. The other important thing too, is not only enunciation, but also holding the note and singing forceful. In bluegrass harmony, it's almost like you're singing 3 leads. It's not considered the fact that the tenor is slightly lower or the baritone is slightly lower. Everybody is singing out basically as if it's a lead. That tenor, dear wife, I found a model church and worshiped there today. It made me think of the good old times. And in fact, the way I do harmony and think about harmony is I'm thinking of that's the lead. I'm just happen to be singing the lead. And it may sound odd, especially that baritone. Dear wife, I found a model church and worshiped there today. Now, this is really, really technical stuff. Barry Bales with Alison Krauss, he does baritone and he's one of the best at it. What you can do is all of the percussive sounds you can remove as a baritone leader. And I won't do it, but you can do it. How that works is, dear wife, I found a model church and worshiped there today. It made me think of the good old times. So you don't want to hit times. You want to go, think of the good old times. What that does is allow the lead to hit the t, and you don't hear a or t, because there's nothing musical about hitting the T. And if you hit it all at the same time, it'll sound just the same as if one person is hitting it. But if all 3 hit it at different times, it made me think of the good old time before my hair was gray. So you can really, really lower those percussive sounds. So what I have to do is I have to do the meeting house was finer built were years ago, but I found out when I went in, it was not built for show. I'm going to scoop on the show. So let's record that out so I have something to play against. 1, 2, 3. The meeting house was finer built than they were years ago, but I found out when I went in, it was not built for show. So, tenor to that. It starts out on this note. The meeting house was finer built. So that means I have to start on the high G. The meeting house was finer built. The meeting house was finer built than they were years ago, but I found out when I went in, it was not built for show. The meeting house was finer built. The meeting house was finer built. So, this is an interesting note. The meeting house was finer built. So, because I'm doing the C, I'm not going down to the D right away. I have to hit the E because that's part of the C chord. The meeting house was finer built. The meeting house was finer built than they were years ago, but I found out when I went in, it was not built for show. Let's see how close I am. Should be there.
Record that out so I have something to play against. 1, 2, 3.
The meeting house was finer built than they were years ago, but I found out when I went in, it was not built for show. Okay. Now, the baritone to this is a bit of a beast. The meeting house was finer built. The meeting house was finer built. The meeting house was finer built. Oh. The meeting house was finer built. That's it. Now I just gotta tune it up right. I'm not exactly hitting all the notes perfectly. The meeting house was finer built than they were years ago, but I found out when I went in, it was not built for show. The meeting house was finer built than they were years ago, but I found out when I went in, it was not built for show. That should be it. The meeting house was finer built than they were years ago. Oh, nasty baritone. Let's see how I do.
Record that out so I have something to play against.
Bladder.
1, 2, 3.
The meeting house was finer built than they were years ago, but I found out
was not built for show.
So
Let's see how close that is. Let's hear the 3-part.
1, 2, 3.
The meeting house was finer built
There, that's nasty.
than they were years ago. But I found out when I went in, it was not built for show.
Okay, so let's hear what I was doing wrong here. If we listen to it, and this is a good thing to do when you're trying to figure out what's wrong with something, I'm going to drop out the baritone.
1, 2, 3.
The meeting house was finer built.
Okay, that sounds fine. Now I'm going to drop out the tenor, put the baritone with it.
Out, so I have something to play against. 1,
Here.
2, 3.
The meeting house was finer built
There, that's the note that's wrong.
than they were.
The meeting house was finer built. See if I can hit that. Re-record it. The meeting house was finer built.
Chord that out, so I have something to play
Blah, blah, blah.
against. 1, 2, 3.
The meeting house was finer built than they were years ago. But I found out when I went in, it was not built for show.
So
Okay, let's listen to that again.
chord that out, so I have something to play against. 1, 2, 3.
The meeting house was finer built.
That sounds better. The timing is a little off. I didn't hit finer at the same time, but at least the notes are the same. Let's bring up the tenor into that. Let's hear.
2, 3.
The meeting house was finer built
That's closer.
than they were years ago. But I found out.
Now it's a matter of just going back and making sure, doing the timing. You can even talk it out so you can have the whole band go, the meeting house was finer built than they were years ago. That's the way that you're doing it. Always follow the lead too. The lead singer, do his timing. The meeting house, if he's going, the meeting house was finer built, then that's you're hitting every note. The meeting house was finer built. And that is the concept of how to do 3-part harmony on Model Church. I'm not sure if that explained it or not, but hopefully it'll help me clear up exactly how I'm playing that. And it's much easier when there's 3 people that are doing it with you. Happy picking and good singing.